Hey, beautiful. We are in November, the last month of the year. If you are in South Africa, you know that December for us is not a month, it is a lifestyle. That means that if there's anything you wanted to do throughout the year that you haven't had a chance to do until November, you can just pause that and you will see it the following year, because in December we're just having fun. In December we are reflecting. In December we are just not sober. Right? Like, no one thinks straight in December. If you have money, people, they just blow it in December because the energy is just different, right? And I thought, before it gets crazy, let me talk about a few lessons that I have learned this year, right? And without wasting any of our time, let's dive right in. So the first one that I've learned is that if you put in the work, success is going to come. It might take some time. You might have to reroute sometimes. You might have to take a different stop. But if you put in the work and if you're consistent and you keep on going, you will get better and the success is going to come. And there is no question about that. So what is important is you need to walk in your lane. You need to know that if I'm doing my best, I know that God will cover the rest. And you need to understand that your life is your life. It is your story, and it is not going to happen the way it is happening for someone else. And just because God answered you in a certain way before does not mean that God will answer you the same way next time. So let go of the need to control God and allow things to unfold the way they are supposed to happen. Okay, the second one is, if you do something scary 4 times or 6 times, by the seventh time or by the fifth time, I promise you it is not going to be scary. For me, I was so scared of swimming at my gym pool that is 1.5 meters and 25-meter long. I was so scared of swimming in the middle lane. I remember the first time I did, my heart was pounding, and my trainer, my coach was outside saying, "You can do this," and I did, and I went there. And after that, I challenged myself to go and do it the second time as well. And when you realize that even if I make a mistake, it's going to be okay. So in my swimming, I had to realize, okay, even if I forget how to breathe properly or I make a mistake, there are those things in the middle that I can always hold on to. I've got myself. I know how to float. I know how to swim. So even though this thing might seem scary to my brain, it is not going to kill me. So if you're someone that wants to try something, if you do it even though you're scared, I promise you, for the fifth time when you're doing that thing, it is not going to be scary anymore. And there's so many things that we are scared of in life. Like, for example, you are scared of going to a place alone, maybe a restaurant. For me, that was one of my fears. And when you're doing it for the fourth time, it is not going to be scary. But I think the trick to this is you must not allow yourself to rest for too much time. For example, if, say, you go to a restaurant in January, don't wait and go again in August. Do it every month or do it every other week. And the more you do it consistently and in a space that is not so far apart, then I promise you it will not be scary anymore. You realize that the things that you feared the most are not going to happen, or if they do happen, you are going to survive them because you've got this. You have survived a lot of hard days in your life, so trust the process. Okay, another one is that your thoughts are not your enemy. You need to make your thoughts your best friends. You need to realize that your thoughts are not you, they do not define you. And instead of fighting them, ask yourself, hey, thought, where are you coming from? What are you trying to teach me? Take some time to have quiet moments where you just watch your thoughts or where you are aware, and also pray for awareness. Awareness is the first step to healing and to being the best version of your life. So ask God to help you to be aware. And every time you catch yourself thinking something that is bad, or maybe judging yourself or judging someone else, ask yourself, where is this coming from? Why am I thinking like this? Every time you put yourself down, every time you want to give up on your dreams, ask yourself, where are you coming from? Listen to that small voice. Where is it coming from? Is it even your voice? Because sometimes we have so many insecurities that are not even ours. Something that you've had from your grade 3 teacher, something you've had from your parent who had some issues that they had to deal with, something you've had from your ex-partner who was not a perfect person, something you've had from your sibling or whoever. So ask yourself, where is this thought coming from? Is it mine? Can I change this? Where is this belief coming from? Is it helping me, or is it moving me away from my dreams, right? So allow yourself to be best friends with your thoughts, and also remind yourself that it is okay for you to experience your emotions and get to know your emotions. For the longest time, I was so scared of expressing anger because that was not something that was normal for me growing up. Even crying, I remember um after I'd lost my dad, I was crying, right? And then I thought my dad would say, don't cry, because for us, like, even crying was uncomfortable, right? So you have to unlearn some things and know that your emotions are okay, and you can even make your emotions your best friends. Understand that every time you are angry, that is telling you that your values have been violated, or you have been disrespected, and you deserve that disrespect, right? So every time there's an emotion that you feel like is uncomfortable for you, ask yourself, where is this what information is this emotion trying to teach me, and embrace that, and then find ways to release those emotions in a way that is not going to hurt yourself or other people. For an example, if it is anger, which is something I have struggled with before, instead of shouting the people around you and being so hard on yourself and insulting yourself, go to the gym and maybe join a punch class and do the boxing. Some people, they even scream on the pillows, or just go out there and drive on the freeway and then scream out loud. Whatever it is, allow that emotion to get out. But before you do that, understand, where is this emotion coming from? What does it want me to pay attention to? Because if you just block your emotions, they will keep coming back, or maybe they'll come back even worse, right? So if you have resentment, ask yourself, which areas of my life have I been neglecting? Where in my life have I been saying yes when I wanted to say no to people? What boundaries am I allowing people to break in my life? And another thing I've realized as well is that sometimes you are just so angry because anger is better than sadness. Sadness is really sad, but with anger, there's that bit of an ego where you feel like, yeah, I'm going to show them, right? But when you really realize, you're like, okay, my needs were not met here. And then you realize that everything that you need from the people around you, you have it already within you. All the emotions, the excitement, the the ease, the good stuff that you are looking for out there, you can already find them within yourself. Another lesson that was really big was, you need to realize that you are the creation of love. You are pure love, right? That means that all the other states that you find yourself in are not your natural state, right? So the love, the tenderness is within you. What you need to do is just to unveil the layers that are not serving you. So think of yourself as, maybe, let's say, an onion, right? And every time you see a state that you feel like it does not resonate with you, or a state that you know that is not your natural being, like for example hatred, and take some time to peel that off. And the more you peel those off, the more you will get within yourself where you are pure love. And obviously no one is perfect, but we're just doing our best, okay? Another one is that no one will ever love you 100% the way you want to be loved. So many times we want to outsource our happiness. We want other people to fill our cups when they can't even fill our own cups. We want other people to spend time with us when we don't even have the courage to spend time with ourselves, with our thoughts, with our emotions. Understand that you are the one who knows you the best, and it is your first responsibility to take care of yourself, to love yourself, and understand that other people are just going to come and add to your cup, but you are the main cause of your life. You are the one who's going to pour um, everything that you need within your life, and other people obviously are going to come and add to that, but you cannot expect other people to give you something you cannot give to yourself, like care, like love, gentleness, forgiveness. All those things you have to give them to yourself first, which is why it's really important that you know your core values, you know your love language. When you know your love language, you know that, okay, my love language is words of affirmations. That means that I have to speak to myself in a way that is kind. Look yourself in the mirror and say, I love myself, because that is your love language. For you, it will really hit deep. And at first, when you're doing it, it might not make sense. It might make you want to run away. You might not even believe it, but keep going. If your other love language, for example, is acts of service, take some time and use your money to spend on yourself for services. Go for a massage, go for a nail treatment, do like pay people to do things for you. Maybe pay someone to come and clean your house. If you know that for you, acts of service is very important. And even though you are paying that person, your mind will really be grateful that you allowed someone else to do something for you, right? And then another one is that our lacks are not the same, but we all have our lacks, right? We need to understand that not everyone who is poor is lazy, and not everyone who is rich is a hard worker. We all have our lacks. Like, you don't choose which family you are born into, you don't choose which country you are born into, you don't choose the area that you grow up in. Some people are luckier than others, but that does not mean that you must look down on other people, right? Be grateful for where you are, be grateful for your luck, and understand that yes, hard work is really important, but also there is luck as well. And I feel for me that luck comes from God. That is where you go back to God and say, thank you, God, thank you that I was born in this family and they love me, they accept me, because I could have been maybe born in a country where there's war. I could have been born maybe to a family of where their parents abuse their kids, or where they don't like them, or where they sell them. Whatever it is, you need to understand that all of us have our own lacks, and our lacks are different. So don't look down on other people, and know that everyone is doing the best with what they have, and you don't really have all the perceptions of other people. So everything that you're also doing, you're doing it because of the way you grew up, your beliefs, what you love, and everything else. So don't judge other people when they do things differently. Try to have compassion and understanding, or just saying that, you know what, you are doing this way and I'm okay with that. I'm not going to judge you. I'm going to accept you for who you are. And I think acceptance also is easier when you are accepting yourself. When you love yourself, when you accept yourself, it won't be easy for you to judge other people, or to disregard other people. Hey, disregard other people, because most of the time the things we do is we are just projecting, we are just mirroring our insecurities towards other people. So the moment you start with yourself, loving yourself, being kind to yourself, accepting yourself, not judging yourself, it will be easy for you to do the same for the people around you. Okay. And then another lesson that I've learned, which was really, it was good for me to hear, but I know that it's gonna sting, especially for some religious people out there. But God does not need anything from us. God does not need us to pray. God does not need us to praise Him. God does not need us to give the tithes. God does not need us to be kind. God is complete without us. Yes, it is good to pray. It is good to praise. It is good to be grateful. It is good to do all the things that people say you must do that are good. But you need to understand that God does not need that. And when I had an aha moment that I'm so glad that God is not a human being, that was so amazing for me, because if God was a human being, I feel like He would even laugh at us while we're down, because that is what we do to each other as human beings. When someone is going through the most already, we laugh at them, we judge them, and we're just so hard on them. But with God, it does not matter how broken you think you are, you can always go there, and God won't judge you. God won't say that, where have you been? Why did you consider this? Why did you sin? Why did you do this? God is going to accept you for who you are. God does not need anything from us. God just loves us. God just loves us the way we are, and we don't need to prove anything to God. We don't need to be nice to people. And I know for me, this was really difficult sometimes, where something bad happens to you and you think, why are bad things happening to me even though I'm a good person? But when you understand that God does not reward the way you behave, then you let go of that, and you let God do what He does best, right? And then another one, the last one, is that you don't need to relive your past. For me, for the longest time, I wanted to explain that this is what has happened, this is what has hurt me, this is how I felt. And I've realized that mostly I have done that because I wanted people to say, I understand. I understand that this is why you're behaving this way, because this has happened to you and you didn't deserve this. You deserved better and everything. But when you realize that you don't have to relive your past, when you realize that you don't have to keep on back to your past, because that is just hurting you, and that is just going to bring more hurtful things into your life, because now you are vibrating in that energy of the past. When you let go and realize that, okay, this has happened to me, I survived it, I'm so grateful for it, but now I am moving on. I'm going to allow my heart to open again. I am going to give people the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to trust that I've learned my lesson, and now things are only going to get better from here, right? Let me know in the comment section below which one resonated more for you. What is your biggest lesson from 2025? And also, do you agree that December is not a month in South Africa? It is a lifestyle. Until next time, have a day as beautiful as you are. I love you. Bye.